you don't have to like my personality. Like, God didn't place me on this earth for you to like my personality. Like the mission of my personality becoming my personality wasn't like, oh, and by the way, you're going to like that. Guess what? That's not what this is about.
Welcome back to another episode of Why is Draymond Green Talking About Football with me, Jordan Schultz, presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. I'm NFL insider Jordan Schultz, and I'm joined as always by NBA champ and NFL superfan Draymond Green. We've got a very exciting show planned with Lavonte David joining us, future Hall of Fame linebacker from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The stage is set for the Super Bowl, but I want to start this week with the coaching carousel. Draymond, your first reaction to the black and yellow, your Pittsburgh Steelers, hiring Mike McCarthy was?
I feel like we're stuck in purgatory, man. It was like, huh? I was just shocked. You know, as a Steeler fan, you know, not too fond of the Cowboys. And so I've watched and like laughed at Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys for years, knowing that Mike McCarthy wasn't going to get the job done with the Cowboys. And now I feel like it's an egg in my face because everyone's laughing at us knowing that Mike McCarthy's not going to get the job done with Pittsburgh. And so I was just a little surprised by the hire because it kind of goes against everything Pittsburgh has been. You know, like you're talking 3 coaches over the last 73 years, 70-something years.
All of whom, by the way, were hired in their mid-30s.
That's what I'm saying. And so
is 62.
And so you're kind of abandoning what has worked for the organization for the last 75 plus years, which is you get your guy, you go young, you grow with your guy, and he's there for a very long time. And now we go and get this 62-year-old who's like, aside from his age, like forget the age, he'll be fired in 2-3 years. Or we'll just be struggling for the next 6 years because you're right. Like, I mean, yes, Pittsburgh is not one to just hire and fire coaches. But, you know, in this situation, Mike McCarthy's going to get fired. And so the way I viewed this was maybe for the first time since I can remember, Pittsburgh is saying we're going to go through a rebuild. And we're going to tear it all down, and we're going to start and rebuild from the beginning, because it hasn't been a Pittsburgh thing. Like Pittsburgh has just always tried to reload, not rebuild. And now we're hiring Mike McCarthy. To me, this is one of two things. This is, hey, we don't feel like we can get a quarterback that's that good. Let us try to get one more year out of Aaron Rodgers. Get to next year where there's a better quarterback class and we can make a move. If we bring in Mike McCarthy, maybe Aaron Rodgers decides to stay another year due to their past relationship in Green Bay. But outside of that, I just don't know what to make of this. Like I don't understand the logic behind hiring a Mike McCarthy, other than, yeah, we're about to try to suck and rebuild, which, like I said, the Steelers just has not done.
Yeah, this was not the coaching cycle of last year where you had Vrabel and even a Liam Cohen or Ben Johnson. We didn't have that. But McCarthy, to me, felt like a reach for a long part of this cycle. I never really felt like anywhere else he was in the mix. Even like he interviewed for the Giants. He interviewed, I believe, as well for the Titans. Like he didn't. So what I'm saying is this was a hire that I think surprised a lot of people. But Pittsburgh did not feel the organization like they had enough of a go-to young hire to make it happen. I hear your frustration. Was there a hire in this cycle, or has there been one that you look at as a home run or definitive A hire?
I think, like I said before, I think when I look at this coaching cycle, the one guy that really fits Pittsburgh DNA is Robert Saleh. He fits the mold of a Pittsburgh guy, the tenacity, never backing down. I learned something about Robert Saleh a week ago that I had no idea, but it makes complete sense. Robert Saleh went to Northern Michigan for college. You know who else went to Northern Michigan for college? Tom Izzo, Steve Mariucci went to Northern Michigan for college.
Wait,
Robert Saleh went to the same.
You're forgetting the most important
and
one.
the great Howard Schultz went.
And
to
the great
Northern
Howard
Michigan
Schultz
for college.
Holy shit! Robert Saleh went to NMU.
Went to Northern Michigan.
He's a wildcat.
Yes, and so
that's up there too. That's that.
Those
Marquette.
guys has all three of those guys.
They're tough guys.
Has a tough ass
Toughness.
different tenacity.
Yes.
Robert Saleh has that thing, and that thing fits very well in Pittsburgh. Bill Cowher, tough as nails. Like Mike Tomlin, tough as nails. Like that
Chuck
thing.
No.
Fit it. Like tough as nails. Like it fits Pittsburgh.
Mike McCarthy
so,
does not strike you as that dude.
Mike McCarthy is like Mike McCarthy. I don't want to go at Mike McCarthy. I don't have anything against Mike McCarthy other than I just don't think he's going to bring us success. But I don't know, man. I'm like he does not fit the mold, man. I am.
He is from there. He is from.
Yeah, and that's great. And you guess what? Mike McCarthy being from Pittsburgh, you know what that means? That means he left Pittsburgh 40 years ago. That means he left the city of Pittsburgh 40 years ago. It's not even the same city he grew up in.
Right. It's totally different now.
It's a totally different place.
Pittsburgh is, yeah, that's true.
Come on. Like Pittsburgh at that time was all steel refineries. It's a totally different place.
Now it's like a tech city.
That's come on. Mike McCarthy's probably driving around there damn, I don't remember this. When did that get there? He don't even know his way around this city anymore.
Right.
So I'm not buying he's from Pittsburgh. No. I almost denounced my fanhood, my family.
Cooler heads prevailed, you said.
I almost was like, you know what? I'm done. This is I don't want to be a fan. I'm done. I don't. Just tell me we're gonna suck, and then I'll be like, all right, cool, I get it. But let's not act like we just made the hire of the century.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? As bad or as shocking as the McCarthy news was, the biggest disgrace I've seen in all my years. No. The Munkin hire was something else. That was something. But Bill Belichick, bro, not making the Hall of Fame is an absolute disgrace. It's a disgrace to the game, and it's a disgrace. It's an indictment on the Hall of Fame. I have gone at this 100 different ways. There is nothing that can legitimize that decision. Nothing.
It really it's unfortunate because the one thing we've always heard is how tough it is to get into the NFL Hall of Fame.
It's not the Hall of Very Good.
We've heard that for years. And this decision literally just illegitimized the NFL Hall of Fame more than anything I've ever seen. Because if Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, then that simply means Mike Tomlin will never be a Hall of Famer. John Harbaugh will never be a Hall of Famer. Sean Payton, give it up. Mm-hmm. Mike Shanahan, give it up. You're talking very respected, great coaches. They have 0% chance of making the Hall of Fame. And, when Belichick has 6 Super Bowls as a head coach, 2 Super Bowls as a DC.
He's been to 12, bro.
Yes, all-time playoff wins. Belichick leads in damn near every stat as a coach that you can lead in. He leads or is top 3 at all of them. And for him not to make the Hall of Fame, it just goes to show like there are some players that aren't in the Hall of Fame or, got snubbed. And it just goes to show how much personal biasness has to do with Hall of Fame selections and not necessarily the body of work. Because Bill Belichick's body of work, like, he should have been in the Hall of Fame before he was even eligible, if it's just based off of body of work. Like
he's got more Super Bowls than all these teams.
Like, it's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I thought it was a typo, a mistake. Like, it had to, there's no logical explanation. And then to your point, DG, a lot of these people voting probably had old scores against Bill, and this is not the place to settle those scores. This is the furthest place from it. It's unfathomable to me.
It's not right.
And a lot of these dudes standing up for Bill now don't even like him, but it's just, we love football. People love football, and like the Hall of Fame deserves better. It's awful.
It is awful. I think they need to boycott, because you know why I think if I was like a football player or a football coach, or why I would want to boycott, because if this man can't get in, that means I don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
And by the way, when I say I'm almost speaking as just about everyone involved in the NFL. Like, if this man is not a first ballot Hall of Famer and doesn't deserve to be in, then I don't stand a chance. And I think Bill Belichick, like, I don't think he should ever show up at the NFL Hall of Fame. Because clearly what that says to me is, if I'm Bill Belichick, is, I'm actually not welcome here. Because from this year to next year, as long as Bill Belichick is eligible, there's nothing he's going to do that's going to strengthen his case. That's going to bolster his case to the point where you say, he's done enough now to get in. Like, so clearly what that means is he's actually just not welcome here. And if I was Bill, whenever they do let him in, because they got to let him in, you think. But I don't think he should ever show up to Canton, Ohio, because I'm clearly not welcome in this place.
So now you're saying, if you're him, you're legitimately saying to the Hall of Fame, well, screw you, I don't want any part of this. Even if they rectify this and say, we're going to get you in the first ballot, or maybe he's second ballot, you're saying, I'm not welcome here if I'm Bill Belichick, so I'm not even going to show up?
No, don't do me no favors. I don't need favors. What do I need a favor for? I did the work already.
Someone close to him told me that it's such an injustice because nobody appreciates and understands the history of football more than him. So I would think that, as hurtful as it is, that maybe there's a silver lining. If the NFL were to say, we made a mistake, we're going to fix this. And you're saying, screw that, I'm done. Like, we're at the point of no return.
The NFL knew when this news was going to come out that this was a problem. And if you were going to rectify it, it should have been rectified before Bill Belichick was embarrassed. There's no rectifying it. Now the damage is done, right? Whether he gets in.
I think he is embarrassed, by the way.
Like, and he should be embarrassed.
Well, the NFL should be embarrassed.
They should be embarrassed too, but it's embarrassing for him as well. Because it's like, now he has to live with, like, what didn't I do, or what did I do wrong to where I didn't deserve that? Because look what I've done. But of course he's embarrassed, because look, his name is now the talk of everything. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it's not coming from a good place. It's coming from a place of, this guy was screwed over, right? So it's not coming from a good place. So what he's going through is embarrassing. Not because that's how ridiculous it is, Jordan. Not making the Hall of Fame is not embarrassing, right? Like, it's an honor to make the Hall of Fame, and it's a nearly impossible feat, right? So it's not an embarrassment. But that's how ridiculous this thing is it's embarrassing that Bill Belichick isn't in this game, like, isn't in the Hall of Fame, isn't a first ballot Hall. That's embarrassing.
It's an indictment on the Hall of Fame itself.
It's ridiculous. Like, this man has, you name some of the greatest coaches of all times, he has more Super Bowls than them combined.
He has, there's been 59. He's been to 12. He's won 8. Won 6 as a head coach.
Come on, man. It'd be the equivalent of, like, Phil Jackson not being a first ballot Hall of Famer. Greg Popovich not being a first ballot. Like that, it'd be the equivalent of that. You're talking some of the greatest coaches to ever coach. Like, could you imagine the NBA? It's time to everybody to roll to Springfield, and they was like, oh, by the way, Phil Jackson didn't get in?
Yeah, this is the equivalent of Phil Jackson or Greg Popovich or Red Auerbach, one of the all-time legends. They're like, you know what? You didn't make the cut. Then the whole Hall of Fame itself in the league, that's my issue. It's not just that it sucks for Bill. It's not just that it's a shame for Bill. It's that it's an indictment on the game we all love and respect so much, and in turn, the Hall of Fame.
Yes. It's just like when T.O. didn't get in. T.O. is like number 2 in every receiving category you can be number 2.
He didn't get in first. The fact that it's not even that's insane. I mean, I didn't even know that. I don't remember.
That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, I'm sorry, but, like, these are personal biases. Like, there's on no, like, regardless of what you felt about T.O.'s personality, that. It never once did it affect how he went out and played on the field. Never once. He gave 110 every single play he ever played in.
But T.O. is like, in some ways, it's congruent to Belichick because a lot of people didn't rock with T.O. because, whatever, they didn't like his personality. So it's not dissimilar.
Jordan, that's all fine and dandy. You don't have to like my personality. Like, God didn't place me on this earth for you to like my personality. Like the mission of my personality becoming my personality wasn't like, oh, and by the way, you're going to like that. Guess what? That's not what this is about. Because you can go find me someone that you absolutely adored their personality. You could love their personality.
Did they win 8 Super Bowls?
Did they they produce at the level that Terrell Owens produced at? Like, this like, forget a personality. Like, there's corny, there's weird, there's outgoing, there's all of these different personalities. That has nothing to do with the sport and the stats and the Super Bowl rings. Like that, I don't care how much you don't like this person. When you see the name Bill Belichick pop up on the ballot, you judge the resume, not what you like, how he answered media questions, not, his players didn't maybe love him as much as some other coaches that lost a lot, players love. Like, no. What did this man do in the sport?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're taking into account what Bill Belichick did in the sport, come on. That's ridiculous.
So my last question of the day is also polarizing. It's not for the same reasons, but it is polarizing. I reported earlier this week that Shador Sanders was being named to the Pro Bowl. What did you make of that?
The one thing we do know is Shador sells.
Yes.
You'd say you see his logo, SS with the money. I think everybody think that means Shador Sanders. I think it means Shador sells.
Shador sells, yeah.
And the reality is, from my understanding, the reason Shador got in is due to popularity. Now, what pissed me off was, regardless if it's popularity or stats or whatever it is, the reality is Shador Sanders was named as a Pro Bowler. And when you look up the name Shador Sanders on Google and on Wikipedia, it will not say Shador Sanders, one-time Pro Bowler replacement. You know what it's going to say? One-time Pro Bowl, period. Mm-hmm. And so what really pissed me off was, I actually screenshotted it. Yahoo Sports by Chris Quick, C-W-I-K. And his title of his article is, Shador Sanders reportedly named to the Pro Bowl after 7 touchdowns, 10 interception seasons. Why are you named? I've never one time seen anyone's name in an article say their name to this thing, here's their stats. And so I don't understand why it's being done here. However, because it's clickbaity, that's why it's being done here.
Of course.
But the reality is, I don't care what anyone has to say, how anyone feels about it. There's 2 things that's important here. Number 1 is Shador Sanders is a Pro Bowl NFL quarterback. Number 2, there's a 0% chance that Shador Sanders should not be the starting quarterback coming into Cleveland Browns season next year because he's a Pro Bowl quarterback. Whatever your opinion is, it is not based on fact, because the fact is Shador Sanders is a Pro Bowl quarterback. Shout out to Shador. Congratulations to him.
Boom. I love that. DG, we'll catch you next week. Now stay tuned for a great conversation with Lavonte David after a quick word from our friends at Fanatics. It's official that Kardashian curse is headed to San Francisco for the big game. Kendall Jenner teamed up with Fanatics Sportsbook, putting the Kardashian curse to the test on the biggest stage in sports. So now it's not just pop culture speculation. Fans actually get to bet on whether it's real, which means now it's your move. Are you betting with Kendall and her big game pick, or fading her in the curse altogether?
See how it plays out during the big game. Only on Fanatics, America's fastest growing sports book.
Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-522-4700. Connecticut, 888-789-7777. Massachusetts, 800-327-5050. New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY. Maryland, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Max wager applies. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app. Absolutely ecstatic to welcome into the show Lavonte David, one of my favorites. And since Draymond is in a standstill in traffic, Lavonte, you're stuck with me. But the good thing is we've been cool for a while, so it's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
I'll start by saying this, bro. Like I said this right before we went on. I really believe this, and I'm curious your thoughts. Is it fair to say that you're the most underappreciated player of your era? Because I feel that way, but I'm just curious from your perspective.
I mean, first and foremost, thank you for having me, Jordan. Like you said, man, we've been at it for a while. So I'm but to answer your question, I don't really think about it as much, man. That's not for me to decide. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a gamer. You know what I'm saying? I just go out there and ball, just do what I do, and let the chips fall where they may. You know, with my stats and everything, I let the stat guys, take care of that and stuff like that. And if people feel like I've been underappreciated, so be it. But I definitely do feel like I should have more recognition throughout my playing career. But I can't control that, man. I ain't worried about that at the end of the day. I just know my peers and the guys who I go out there for, people who play with me know what I bring to the game when I step out there on the field. And for myself, you know what I'm saying? Is every time I step out there, I want no lack, and I make sure I'm all right. I make sure I'm good. I make sure I'm 100% ready to go. And after each game, man, I walk off the field, my head held high, and I go from there.
What still drives you at this point after so many fantastic seasons and a Hall of Fame caliber career? What still drives you to be great? And I'm not even talking about like the games. It's more like of the day-to-day of what it takes to be great as an NFL linebacker.
Yeah, man. I think for me, every day I set kind of like goals for myself. Each day I just want to work on this. I want to work on that. I want to work on this. I want to work on that. Just certain things that I want to just get better at in the aspects of my game. Whether it's, little as angle tackling, or whether it's, pressing the hip, get hit on the ball carrier, whether it's, attacking the football, being aggressive attacking the football, whether it's communication, having better communication, whether it's running to the football, having effort and stuff like that. Yeah. That's a bunch of things that I kind of like always kind of like pick at when I'm out there doing practice and in the game. Like, okay, I gotta get better at this. I worked on this, so I want to do it to where it shows up in the game, and it's something that I can highlight myself. Okay, I'm doing what I said I'm going to do, and that gave me a sense of pride about myself. But and then just the competitive nature in me, you know what I'm saying? I just love to
Yeah.
compete. I love to compete with the guys out there on the field just because of the work that we put in throughout the week. And we already know the ultimate goal is to get a win. And that just way more fulfilling, you know, at the end of the day after you have a great week of practice and you go out there and, you know, your work that you put in practice transpire on the field. So that's something that I always, you know, take heat in week to week and, you know, and just go from there.
If you could give a piece of advice to a young Lavonte, what would it be?
The piece of advice I would give a young Lavonte
Yeah.
is maybe just ignore the noise and stay locked in, stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, don't worry about all the outside noise. You know, my young career, I did used to get a little frustrated with the Pro Bowl thing and all pro stuff. So that did kind of used to bother me a little bit. But I tell my younger self, don't worry about that. You know, the time's gonna come for that, and you know, just continue to better your game and work on your game, and also just be more assertive in certain areas. Be more resourceful. In the aspect of the game in the NFL. You have a lot of great resources in the NFL, and I would say tell my younger self to be able to just do that.
How do you think the league has changed since you came in 2012?
Football wise, like on the field wise?
Well, actually, it's probably fair to ask for both because the
Yeah.
game has definitely changed. The
Yeah, for
actual
sure.
football, the
Right.
rules, defensive players, everything. But I'm
Right.
curious too, off the field as well, with the presence of social media and everything
Yeah.
else that fans have access to as well.
Right. Yeah, I would say start off the field. I would say the game grown, big time with, self-exposure, guys doing different things, guys doing their own podcasts, guys becoming, TikTok connoisseurs and being content creators and stuff like that, just about building your brand. And when you first get into the league, when I first came into the league, that's all they talked about too as well as building your brand, putting yourself out there. That's why I kind of, said that about saying to my younger self, talking to the media more and just getting yourself in the camera more. Maybe that would have helped with the Pro Bowls and all pros, but who knows? But that's definitely something that, a lot of guys are doing. And, it's a good thing at the end of the day. I remember when Twitter first came out, I believe I was in college. And I had a lot of teammates getting on the tweet and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I can't do this stuff. And then I didn't get an Instagram until 2015. That stuff right there, promoting yourself and promoting your brand is real big nowadays. And the game has changed big time on the field with just, it's a lot of rule changes, man. Everything, getting looked at from the booth as far as like, calls and things like that. I wish that they allow replay for unnecessary roughness and things like that to, kind of like help us out a little bit. They did have a little study trial with the pass interference thing that didn't work out as much because, it always gonna go to the offensive way regardless, but it's all good. And, you know, just like the play, everything's so fast, man. Everybody's, spreading you out. Everybody moving all over the place. You got guys over here and then end up on here another play. And the main thing they're trying to do is just get guys in space and just, create mismatches. And that's why you see the people having success with it. And for guys like me, being a linebacker, I kind of like take heat in that because it's a challenge. It's a mental challenge. And obviously it's a physical challenge. It's just test my abilities out there on the field. And, that's the competitive part that comes out, man. I love it every week.
Do you ever feel like it's like, what can I do? What else can I do
Yeah.
as a defensive player? Because it is so hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think fans realize how hard it is to stop on a dime.
Yeah.
Like when you're about to lay someone out, maybe it's the quarterback, maybe it's a defenseless player, whatever. But like you're going so fast. Is that the hardest part or one of the hardest parts for you?
It's extremely the hardest thing ever because when you out there on the field, man, your mindset is just, out of this world. You got your whole dynamic is just get to the ball carrier as fast as you can and make a clean hit on them.
Yeah.
And, everything just happened just in the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? When people be slowing it down, the instant replay and everything like that, people be, but, it's kind of unfair. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, we already be in a tackle mode and if somebody duck and their head get in the way, we can't control that. You can't stop that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just hard to kind of like combat all that, but hopefully they can, kind of like, see like the intent with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess, every time I'm watching a game and it's a hard hit, a flag is being thrown. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, you guys taking the fun away from the football.
Yeah.
And it's not malicious intent. You just a big hit. It just so happened to be a big hit. Somebody got caught off guard. And the flag is being thrown and, 15-yard penalty. And it could have been, and it's a big play. And that can be game-changing scenarios, situations. And, being a defensive player, it's tough. I'm always root for the defensive side, man. Big hit, no matter what it is.
Of course.
I'm always cheer my guys on when they do make a big hit and go from there. But like I said, man, I do hope they bring in replay assists for those quote unquote unnecessary roughness hits and be able to, kind of like help change the game in that aspect. But you never know. You know how they be, man.
Yeah,
all the
I know.
replays kind of slow the game down or whatever. We're trying to make excuses for the offensive guys, but it's all good. But I do hope, if I can vote, I hope they can do that.
Also, taunting. I hate the taunting penalties.
I forgot about the taunting. The taunting thing. I think the taunting thing for me. I played with Devin White, and we was some big talkers out there on the field. And when that taunting thing came about, and I remember he got flagged a couple times, and it kind of like had us ease up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's just taking the fun out the game, man. Just trash talking and stuff like that. That's a part of the game, but just competition, just friendly competition. Yes. And we had a situation this year. We was playing Detroit, and we were just out there having fun, talking and just trash talking and stuff like that. And the ref stepping in, hey, I'm like, come on, man, just let us play the game, man. Let us be us. You know what I'm saying? It's they say it's always become the no fun league, but
no fun league.
But you still find ways to have fun with the game, man. I'll never not love the game of football, but it's just certain areas that I wish they can just kind of like ease up on.
I always think to myself, I'm like, someone needs to tell these zebras that none of these fans are coming here to watch them do their flags. We want to see plays, and you all are playmakers.
Yeah, I mean, they got a job to do those, so you gotta tip your hat to those guys. It's hard for those guys too as well, because there's only about 5, 6 of them on the field. So when the game be going crazy, everything's going fast, so they can barely see stuff going on. But I wish they could just take a little seat back on the taunting stuff, like let us have fun, man.
I'm with that. You have over 1,700 career tackles, 14 picks, 33 forced fumbles, 42.5 sacks. Is there one play, Lavonte, that stands out? One play.
One play that stands out?
That was your favorite, and you'll never forget being in that moment.
Man, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I'm going to be honest with you, Jordan. My first career interception, man. I still remember how everything would happen. We playing the Broncos. It was against Peyton Manning. It was his first year in Denver, 2012, I believe. Yeah, 2012, my rookie year. And we was in cover 2, and they ran 4 verts. I did a good, curl drop, and I rolled inside in front of the vertical. Got my first interception against Peyton Manning. Man, I still have that ball right now to this day, and that's something that I'll never forget. And he kind of congratulated me after the game, told me I'm a great player. So definitely gonna take that to the grave with me.
Wow. He said afterward, great play, Rook, and you're gonna be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I definitely gonna cherish that moment big time for myself.
I love that. What about for you off the field? What are some of the things you like to do in the off season or on a bye week or off day? What do you like to do to get away from football?
Oh man, what I like to do, man. I'm a big movie guy. You know what I'm saying? I love going to the movies. Man, Gerald McCoy, my guy. We big Marvel fans. So he is Marvel, but he loves Batman. So I'll be saying he's more of a DC guy. But
okay, he's more DC.
Love watching those DC and Marvel movies. Spending time with my family. Kind of like just getting out, being adventurous, man, just trying things and stuff like that, whatever it may be. I love, I've been to Aspen a couple times. That's been fun, being out there in the snow. I'm not a cold. I don't like the cold. I hate the cold, man. I'm not a cold guy, but it's just something different about that weather there. It's not cold to me. Like the snow is not really cold to me. It's
Yeah.
just like it's perfect. And every time I go there, man, I have a lot of fun. I used to play basketball sometimes until, you know, these injuries caught up to me. So I'm like,
Right.
nah, I gotta chill out. Yeah, I gotta chill out on the basketball stuff.
Your basketball game was not meant to last.
Nah, it was not meant to last. I used to mess with my training down here because, you know, I trained down that movement labs down there in Hialeah. It's a lot of basketball guys who train there as well. So I kind of joke around with them like, man, you know, I could come down there and train with y'all, and you know, get a couple one-on-ones in, a couple games in. But they always say, man, your body not built for basketball. You strictly a football player. But they give me a hard time with that. But
Your body, because basketball players are like more wiry.
right. Yeah.
And linebacker, especially, like very compact and like
Yeah.
compact.
Yeah. We more twitchy. We kind of like twitchy guys, but those basketball guys are, you know, springy and, you know,
springy.
Yeah, things like that. So yeah, I kind of, you know, joke with them and stuff like that. But, you know, I like hanging out with family, man, hanging out with friends, whatever it may be. You know, Super Bowl coming up. I'm not going to San Fran, so I'll probably, you know, chill with the family, have a little thing at the house, you know, with everybody and stuff like that. So just chilling, dog, just, you know, kicking it and just enjoying life, bro.
But you love you love movies and actually physically going to the movies.
Physically going to the movies. You know, the streaming game done took over a little bit, but I still kind of like to get the feel of going to the movie theaters, man, chilling, you know, eat some popcorn, got my little slushy and stuff and things like that. I kind of like that feeling. It's something that I used to do as a kid, you know, with my family. I remember we used to always, you know, pick a movie and we would go sometimes. And then as I got older, when I went to Nebraska, it kind of grew on me a little bit more. I used to go to the movies a lot when I was out there, obviously, because it ain't much to do in Nebraska. But,
yeah,
you know, I used to go to the movies a lot all the time. And then it true to my adulthood.
Yeah. So what about favorite all-time favorite 5 movies? Actually,
5 movies?
Or we could even do all-time favorite sports movies.
We could do either or.
Yeah,
you know, I'm a movie guru, man. They call me a movie guru. Every time somebody got a question about a movie, they call me.
So how about Lavonte's top 5 all-time movies?
My top 5 all-time movies, no specific order, but every time it come on TV or whatever, I gotta watch it. I'm gonna start with Law-Abiding Citizens.
Good movie.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies personally is 300.
Same actor, Gerard Butler.
Yeah, Gerard Butler, same actor. Another movie that I love is Prisoners is a great movie for me. And I love Lucky Number 11.
Great movie.
I like the little suspense in that. And another movie I would probably say, I love the Transporter movies, man. I love those movies.
With Jason Statham.
Yeah, those trilogy is pretty good to me. I really like those movies. When those come on, I really like them.
So what are your 5 all-time favorite sports movies?
Okay, I could go in order with this. My number 1 movie is Any Given Sunday. Love that one. I could watch that. I used to watch that every time before a game. The Water Boy.
Great. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Water Boy. I'm gonna go Longest Yard, the newest one with Adam Sandler. I gotta go Remember the Titans.
Got to.
And The Program.
The Program, sneaky.
Yeah.
With Jimmy Kahn.
The Program.
That's a sneaky good one. I think that's a young Omar Epps too.
Yeah, young Omar Epps. Those dudes was, you know, that's what I thought it was gonna be when I got to college, for real. That's what I thought it was gonna be. My guy Alvin Mack, you know, very inspirational. Very inspirational guy.
How real and realistic, congruent to the NFL was Any Given Sunday?
It's pretty realistic as far as like the veterans and the young guy aspect. You know, the young guy coming in and getting some play time and then start feeling himself. And you got the old vets like, hey man, like, you know, this game could humble you real fast, so you need to, you know, slow down and chill out. You know what I'm saying? Just take your time and, you know, let the game come to you and go from there. And then, you know, with the you know, the guys just walking around all naked and stuff in the media in the locker room and things like that. So that kind of the real aspect of it with that, and then just we're adults, man. You're adults, and the situations where guys communicating with coaches and stuff like that. I kind of had a couple of experiences with that. Just watching coaches and the players going at it and things like that. So some of it is kind of like add up a little bit, as a youngin, I'm watching and I ain't really, think of nothing of it, I'm just watching it for fun, but actually like being in it, it kind of like that's a lot of similarities. So the producer, the director did a great job with that movie.
I heard Jamie Foxx tell a story of when he had to tell Al Pacino during that last speech, because I guess Al Pacino was struggling with the speech, that
Yeah.
last speech before the playoffs, and he had to tell
Mhm.
Al Pacino, think about it like you're talking to, like, these guys think you're their dad. These
Yeah, right.
guys feel like you're their father. And
Yeah.
that's what got Al Pacino over the hump. So is
Okay.
that, I mean, is that real? Like that players oftentimes view the head coach, especially if he's older, as like a father figure type. Is that fair or no?
Probably not a father figure type, but definitely like a mentor, leader type, somebody who you can look up to in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who kind of like you can lean on when you're having a hard time and things like that in that aspect. And I thought you was gonna go with the story with LL Cool Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J. When they got into it in during the scene or whatever, they had a real fight because Jamie Foxx said LL Cool J was taking his part a little too serious or something like that, and Jamie Foxx kind of like got into it. They got into it, and then on the scene, one of this movie, real actual movie scenes, LL Cool J hit him for real just to get back at him from one of them
Oh,
parts in yeah, one of the little when they got into a little altercation.
there's that great scene too with Lawrence Taylor in the sauna,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Jamie Foxx walks
That's
in.
yeah. That's
That's
the
the one
specific.
I feel like
Yeah.
is hits, right?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about as well. Like, you in the sauna with the young guys, and one of the young guys come in there because everybody like to use the sauna. Like I love to use in the sauna, and I remember like a couple years, man, I had some young guys come in the sauna, and then I just start talking to them, get to know them. I feel like with the sauna where you have your personal conversations with guys and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
get to talk to people, get to know people and things like that. So that right there was a perfect setup for sure. And I
And
love the scene when Jamie Foxx obviously said something about the defense, and
yeah, the
he ended
car
up
they
sewing his car in half.
is that
It don't, yeah, it don't get that extreme. It don't get that extreme, but it definitely be some words being said like, "Hey man, you don't talk about this side of the ball. We don't talk about that side of the ball."
but okay, but like there'd be some crazy hazing, but not sawing a car in half.
Nah. It's the hazing too kind of like went down a little bit. You just got your little rookie duties, your normal rookie duties. But sawing the cone in half is crazy though.
Yeah,
Like
that's some
I
crazy
don't think
shit.
nobody,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think nobody would agree with that.
yeah. That's crazy. What about the job you mentioned Titans? What about the job Denzel did as the head coach? And how about that speech he gave at at Gettysburg?
Right. The Remember the Titans speech. That was big. Like that was very inspirational. Just seeing that it's based off a true story, man. Like
Yeah,
that's stuff that I love. I love watching. I love history. I love watching. Documentary stuff based on true events and things like that. So that and that aspect, that is just in those times how he was able to bring the team together, and for those guys to just succeed with everything going against them. I think that was an incredible situation.
a couple weeks ago, your teammate Baker Mayfield, your quarterback, he
Hmm.
had some interesting comments about his former coach, Kevin
Hmm.
Stefanski. I'm
Yeah.
sure you saw he put out some. It was a pretty passionate tweet. How
Hmm.
would you describe Baker in terms of the fiery competitor
Yeah.
that he is, and to have a quarterback like that?
Yeah, man. Every time I get asked this question, man, it just lighten me up. I always said, man, outside looking in before I met him, before I knew who Baker Mayfield was, I always thought he was kind of like a prima donna guy, getting all this pub and don't know how to handle it. But, actually getting a chance to sit down and know him and see how passionate he is about the game and how great he wants to be and how he's a team first guy. I fell in love with him instantly. My first conversation I had with Bate, he came in our locker room, man. I'm glad to be in you guys' locker room. You guys just showed me the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm just go how you guys go. And we told him, hey man, we welcome you with open arms. We just tell him, just play your game, and that's what he been doing. And it's been incredible to see. He got 2 Pro Bowls out of it, some playoff appearances, and he's just been playing the game that he loved to play, and you can see it out there on the field. And like you said, man, as a linebacker, watch him, run dudes over and getting extra yards and reaching for extra yards and stuff like that. It's incredible to see. If they got sideline views on his big scramble plays, I guarantee you, I'm standing up watching, cheering him on every time. It's just, I always tell him that, he's a linebacker playing quarterback. Sometimes I gotta tell him to chill out sometimes, but when the play need to be made, man, Baker's the guy who puts the team on his back and go get it. And I love watching him go out there and ball.
That's super dope.
Yeah, because it's incredible.
Because he really do play the quarterback position like a defense, like a linebacker.
Yeah.
Like, I think sometimes he even says that he's like, I got to get down, but I don't want to because I want to light somebody up.
Right. You see the highlights this year, man, when he's going running the ball, people coming up talking trash, talking to him, but he getting right back in their face. I love that type of stuff. Yeah. Like I said, man, I love the trash talk as part of the game. So when I see him doing it, get me amped up, and I want to do it. So it's just fun to see people just the game of football just bring the passion and love for the game out of people, man. And he's one of those guys that always show it every time.
Who are the best trash talkers?
The best trash talkers?
Yeah, who are the best trash talkers in football, period, especially quarterbacks?
The best trash talkers in football. Quarterbacks don't say much, to be honest.
They don't. Okay.
Okay. Nah,
just Baker.
Yeah, probably just Baker. Yeah. People be having a vendetta against Baker. I don't know why. Yeah. But people just be having vendetta against him, trying to get in his head or whatever. But Baker don't see none of that. But a couple old linemen that talk a lot of trash. Penei Sewell talk trash. Obviously Trent Williams talk trash sometimes.
When you're that good, when you're Penei and Trent, I guess you
got to give it to him. You got to take your hat off to him. But like I said, man, the trash talking aspect of the game haven't been booming as much, man. People don't really talk like that no more. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I always say maybe because I'm a little older now, nobody don't want to trash talk me. But that used to be fun, man. I remember my rookie year, the first time I heard somebody trash talk was Rondé Barber. Rondé was in year 16 and he's out there trash talking people, and I was like, oh, he's like this type, me being a rookie, seeing him like this, yeah. It was fun, man. I just, kind of like wanted to join in on that because it looked fun.
So very few guys really do it now.
Yeah, very, very, very few. I mean, it's a lot of defensive guys that I know do it, but offensive guys, I don't see many guys on the offensive side trash talking unless they provoke, for sure.
How about does Mike or Godwin trash talk or no?
Mike, I forgot about Mike. I don't know how I forgot about Mike. But young Mike, oh man, young Mike was vicious. Young Mike was vicious. He's mature Mike now, but young Mike was a trash talking guy 100% every play, and wow. I loved it. Mike was like, he'd come to the sideline, heated trash talking, coming to the sideline, and then go back out there still trash talking.
But not so much anymore.
Not so much anymore. But practice he trash talk. Me and him get into it sometimes. In practice, everybody, honestly, in practice be fun, man. I think practice all the time we can trash talk each other, and it definitely get us going to having a good day. But it's non-stop in practice for sure.
So when you think about the fact that you and Mike are both one-team players, like, do you guys ever have that conversation? And just the type of impact you've had on the organization, on the community?
Yeah, it come up every now and then. Especially when I want to give Mike his flowers, or we want to give each other our flowers. I always mess with Mike every time he's out there. He's in a training room getting ready for practice. I walk by and I'm like, man, so much aura. Do you understand who you are? Like, I'll mess with him and things like that. And then sometimes we kind of like we do reflect and just think back like the times we had, with the Buccaneers, things that we've been through, as far as like coaching changes, the bad season and stuff like that, seeing guys go in and out, but us being the only two guys still standing. There's we always talk about the kind of reflect things like that. We always give glory to God for those moments, just because the organization wanted us to stick around and be a part of, be a foundation pieces of what they wanted to build. And, especially in the community, Mike, Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee a couple times, and seeing what he does in the community with his foundation, and how everybody always supports it, and how he's real adamant and big on it about giving back. And I love to see things like that, man. Like I always say, I kind of get googly eyes talking about Mike, man, just because how I seen him grow up from being this 6'5", 250 wide receiver. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, he gonna be a receiver? Is he a
Or
tight
tight
end or a
end.
receiver?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and then watching him grow and mature and train his body on and off the field, and how he became this legend. And I just to be there every step of the way and watch it develop and watch it happen. If it's a biography on Mike, man, I love to write it because I just saw his growth and saw him become the man that he is today. A future Hall of Famer for sure.
That's a phenomenal. That's amazing. I love that so much. I really
man.
appreciate that, because
Yeah, for sure.
it's so rare to
Mhm.
have one, let alone two guys experience it. So for you,
Mhm.
what has, I think you've even said that you're either a one team guy or
Mhm.
retire. How do you think
Yeah.
about it, and how do you start to make that decision and come to that
Yeah.
decision each offseason now? What's the process?
Yeah, man. I mean, the first year after my 12th year, I believe we played Detroit Lions in the divisional round, and that year I was definitely more sure that I was going to retire than any other year. Just because, man, my body was so beat up. It was a long season, and I was, physically exhausted, mentally exhausted. Just because, I wanted it so bad, and we kind of like we was doubted, because it was Baker's first year
Mhm.
after losing Tom, and there was so many doubters out there, and then just, I just put so much into it. And that year I just kind of like was drained physically and mentally a little bit. And after the season ended, I kind of like just took a step back and just kind of like unwind, and you know let them know that I was ready. I still want another year. No, we got a deal done, and I was able to come back again for at the
Year 13.
uh my year 13 2024 season. um that year, I was after that I was kind of like motivated to come back, just because I felt like we had a great team, and I felt like it was that year to kind of like get back in the running. You know what I'm saying? When we played Washington, ended up losing the wild card round. That
Mhm.
kind of hurt it and motivated me to come back for this past year. And this year it's a lot of different factors, man. Obviously dealing with certain injuries. Being physically unable to, do certain things that I like to do. Um, just having like not being there, having an injury that you never really dealt with your whole career is kind of like
Yeah.
it can mess with you mentally. So, I kind of wasn't, all there, like trusting my ability and stuff like that when I'm on the field. So, just dealing with those type of things, but it's no excuse. So like I said, man, like when I'm out there, I want to give my best. And before I make a decision or whether I do want to play again, I'm definitely gonna reevaluate, everything, my mental aspect, my physical aspect, just to see like when I'm out there on the field, man, I don't wanna play no step slow. I still want to look like the Lavonte David who they drafted in 2012. And that's all that stuff that kind of like goes in, factors into my decision. And then having like family members coming to me, asking me,
Sure.
giving me advice and stuff like that. People who I'm close with and things like that. So it's all those bunch of things. But like I said, man, I don't, when people say they always, lose love for the game, that's where they left. But I don't think I will ever lose love for the game just because how much the game, been good to me, man. Like I've been playing football since I was 6 years old, bro, and I never missed a
30
year playing
years.
football. Yeah, I never missed a year playing. And I
Wow.
I started every year that I played, so it's definitely been playing. It's a lot of
Wow.
football, a lot of wear and tear on these legs, but the love of the game is always gonna be there. And maybe soon, I'll probably make a decision, but it's not in my mind right now.
That's fantastic. I just see DG texted. Toby, can he come on and say what up to LD for a minute? Okay, perfect. Here is DG joining us right now.
What up, DG, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Good. It's a pleasure, man. My bad. I was stuck in this crazy traffic. I appreciate you being on, fam. Big fan. Was excited as hell about this interview, just in watching your career. Everything that you've been able to accomplish, becoming a Super Bowl champion, and then obviously the respect that you have amongst your peers, amongst the league. So it's a complete honor, my brother.
I already know how it is out there, man.
DG, this is a special one right here.
I know. I was looking forward to this. I was I was talking to Benny earlier,
Mhm.
and he asked me who's our guest, and I told him. He said, "Oh, all right."
Lavonte, Draymond grew up with Benny Fowler.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's my
Okay.
guy.
Okay. Got you. I know you guys. You was over there with Will Golston at the time at Michigan State.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Man, Will, that's my guy. That's my dog, man.
Wilden put together an amazing career, man. I remember watching
Yeah, he
Will
did.
walk on that campus, young ass,
Yeah.
long ass limbs, big ass
Yeah.
baby coming on the campus.
Yeah.
And with high ass expectations too. You know what I'm saying? He was
Yeah.
a 5-star
Right.
in Michigan. Like
Yeah.
highest recruit in the state since Lamar Woodley,
Yeah.
all type of and
Right.
he delivered on it. So it's been great to watch him, man.
Yeah. That's my dog, man. That's my dog. Hey, you remember? Quick question. You remember when y'all played Cleveland and y'all won 4-1 and y'all
Absolutely.
finished in Cleveland
Mm-hmm.
and you was over there arguing with Mike Evans?
Yeah.
I was over there too. Me and Mike used to always go to y'all finals games around that time. So me and Mike big basketball fans. So me and him used to always go to y'all games when y'all was in the finals. So and he told me that I remember just watching y'all going at it on the sideline. He was like
Absolutely.
he told him, yeah, he was arguing, you know what I'm saying? You told him like, why you mad? Like stop being mad or something like that.
You mad?
And
You knew this
like,
was gonna happen. We knew this was
yeah,
gonna happen.
exactly.
We knew he was gonna win this game. What you
Yeah.
mad at?
He kind of like, yeah, you're right. I guess you're right. And he kind of was like, you shut him up with that one, but he always talk about that. But we used to always go to y'all games, man. That was fun, bro, for sure.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah,
There was some
definitely.
good times, man. There
Yeah,
was some good times. I don't know if the NBA will ever see that thing again.
I don't think so. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think so.
Like,
I don't think
that
so.
was unbelievable, man. Just
Yeah, those
the
good
brand
times,
of
bro.
basketball, the star power, like just the way it all came together. Two organizations that has never had success in the NBA dominating the NBA. Like it was what a time, man. I'm happy
Yeah,
I was there.
those was fun for
Tell
sure.
Mike it's
Those
all,
was
no
fun for sure.
love lost though. It's all love. I got a lot of respect
Yeah.
and appreciation for his game, for him, for his career.
Yeah.
Pissed off he was hurt this year and lost the streak.
Yeah. I'm letting him know, but Mike, he always motivated, man. We're gonna see if he give it another shot this year, but he definitely got it in him.
Yeah, he'll get it back. It's all about health. At this point in our careers, stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's the ticket.
Lavonte, want to say thank you so much for a wonderful, wonderful conversation. Can't tell you how much I enjoyed it and how much I've enjoyed getting to know you a little bit and watching you over the years. Hall of Famer, 100%. I know we said Belichick didn't get in, but you belong in it, and regardless of what you decide to do next, man, we're definitely would love to keep in touch and continue building a friendship.
For sure, bro. As always, love, man. Talking to you, man. Good vibes as always, man. Definitely appreciate it, man. Always an honor to come on and talk to you guys, talk football, talk life, whatever the case may be, man. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm down for it.
Appreciate you, bro. We'll talk real soon. That's it for this week's episode of Why is Draymond Green, talking about football with me, Jordan Schultz. A big thank you to this week's guest, Lavonte David, an absolute legend.
Shout out to the future Hall of Fame, Lavonte David. Incredible dude. You know, it's always the most incredible football players, they're all basketball fans. So,
yeah,
you know, I think that I think that says a lot, you know. Shout out to him. Appreciate him coming on the show. So that's it.
We will see you next week for the Super Bowl.
Subscribe right now on YouTube. Follow us wherever you get your podcast and download Fanatic Sportsbook so you can make your picks along with us.